Let me actually pass this around. And because it covers 30 feet, and it covers like this, 90 degrees. Yeah, 90 degrees. It covers 90 degrees, and it's pretty much an eye. Okay, so if you're walking in front of it, it's detecting any motion within that 90-degree area, 30 feet distance. Okay, so we put it in living areas, and it covers the whole room. Okay, now of course this is pretty much after the fact, after they've already gone through a door or a window, but it's a good backup. Next slide. Step 3, installation. Okay, installation. One of the main things you do, the first things you do is that when you install it, once you have all your equipment, I've showed you some of the devices that we're going to install. Well, actually, those are all the devices we would install. Is install the devices first. Okay, and, that's before we install the control panel. Okay, so install the devices, then install the control panel, which is the big unit I passed around. Okay, next slide. Power program test. Okay, so let's go over the actual control panel. Okay, first thing you do is you would install the devices, which I showed you how to do the contact. That's pretty self-explanatory. The motion, let me show you the motion, because that's a little more tricky, and I want to go into depth about how we got to install this motion. So, as I said, 3 contacts, which there's one that I passed around. That's just right here, pretty simple. Put it on the door, put the magnet on the actual door, put this on the trim, open, close door, it's ready. Okay? Motion sensor. You want to cover media equipment. You want to cover, the reason I say living areas is because you want to cover media equipment, TVs. Some people put them in a hallway. Motion sensor is mainly a trap. Okay? That way if someone does get into your house, it's a motion sensor may pick them up. Okay? Now, to mount the motion is pretty simple also, and did I pass it around? I passed it around. Okay. And it also comes with double sticky tape, which is in here. Okay. So you could do the double sticky tape, or it also comes with screws. So it's pretty user-friendly to install. Okay. They make wireless equipment like that due to the fact that they can mail it to a customer, and a customer could install it themselves if they like. Okay. If you, like I said, if you have those basic tools that I went over at the beginning, you can do that. Prior to install this, you have to take this. You actually have to just loosen this back where the control board is. You have to just loosen it. That way you can move it up and down. Okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to use these holes. I don't know if you can see how there's an indentation where there's going to be a hole there. That it's the skin of the unit is thinner in those holes areas. That way, if you can just pretty much do that, or a hole and make a hole there for your screw. Okay. So you would just loosen this, make a hole, and you can screw it on a wall. Motion sensors, they go on a corner, or they go anywhere. You can put these anywhere. Okay. Like I said, the optimal location is 7.5 feet, and like I said earlier, it covers 30 feet out. So you can put a motion in here and cover this room. Okay. I would suggest you put it in a corner like that. It's aesthetically pleasing, kind of out of the way. Okay. It's pretty much going to cover the whole area. Okay. Or if you want, you could actually put it in the middle here in the house or in the hallway. Okay. But it will cover 30 feet out. It is passive infrared. It's not going to go through paper. It's not going to go through balloons. It doesn't go through anything like that. It just goes through heat movement. Okay, so a pet, they are 30-pound pet immune, so it won't pick up a pet that's 30 pounds, but it will pick up a human. Okay, even if they're tall enough. Okay, it's looking for that weight density. Now, installing, you loosen this up so you can move this control panel. Like I said, you just screw that in there and it's installed. Okay. Now you want to tighten this back. Where we put these devices